So we are going to go over the notes for finding the slope of tables. We need to keep in mind that slope is the rate of change, which is the change in y over the change in x. Your algebra teachers will probably write it a lot like this, as well as me, change in y over change in x. And we also need to know that slope is the m in our slope-intercept form, and slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. This is a huge thing that you guys need to remember. So if we look at example 1, we're going to find the slope of this table. I'm going to show you two different ways that you can do it, and you can do it either way. The other thing we need to know about slope real quick is the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So real quick, we can do it either way, whichever way you're most comfortable with. First way I'm going to do it is by finding the rule on each side of my table. And you need to make sure you check it for each one and not assume that it's going to stay the same. So as I go from -2 to 1, it's getting larger, so we're going to be adding negative, and if you can't figure that out in your head, you can go -2, -1, 0, 1, that's adding 3. From 1 to 4 is adding 3, and from 4 to 7 is adding 3. On the other side, we have -3 to -1. Again, our numbers are still getting larger, so we'll be adding -3, -2, -1. That's adding 2. -1 to 1 is -1, 0, and 1. That's still adding 2. And 1 to 3 is adding 2. And remember that it's the change in y over the change in x, which in this case is 3 over 2. Because our y's are on the right and our x's are on the left. If we want to do it the other way with our formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, we just have to pick any two rows from our table. Does not matter which two. So let's say I choose this one and this one. We can assign it, remember x is on the left, y is on the right, so we can assign this x1, y1. They both have to be 1 because it's a row, and this can be x2, y2. Now we plug in. My y2 is 4 minus my y1 is 1 over x2 is 1 minus my x2 is 1 and my x1 is -1. When we write this down, our formula is x2 minus x1, and that's 1 minus -1. If you want to put parentheses around it, you can. 4 minus 1 is 3. And remember, 1 minus -1 is leave, change, opposite when we're subtracting integers, and 1 plus 1 is 2. We get the same exact answer, so it does not matter which way you do it. Looking at example 2. This is a 9, just so we know. Alright, again, we can find the rule on each side. Well, 2 to 3 is plus 1, 3 to 4 is plus 1, 4 to 5 is plus 1. 9 to 6 is subtracting 3, 6 to 3 is subtracting 3, and 3 to 0 is subtracting 3. Remember, it's the change in y over the change in x. The change in y is -3. The change in x is a +1. And -3 divided by 1 gives us -3. If we want to do it the other way, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I pick any two. So let's say I choose this one and this one. Now we assign x1, y1, x2, y2. y2 is 0, minus my y1 is 9, over x2 is 5, minus my x1 is 2. 0 minus 9 is -9, and 5 minus 2 is a +3. -9 divided by 3 is -3. So again, we still get the same answer. Last example, we can start off by finding our rule on each side. 9 to 3 is subtracting 6. 3 to negative 3, if you can't do that in your head, we have 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. That's still subtracting 3. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. That's still subtracting 6. Alright, 2 to negative 2. It's getting smaller, so we're subtracting. So we have 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. It's subtracting 4. Negative 2 to negative 6 is subtracting 4. Negative 6 to negative 10 is also subtracting 4. Remember, it's the change in y over the change in x. This table is flipped. Y'all need to be able to see it vertically and horizontally. This time y is on the bottom. So my change in y is negative 4. My change in x is negative 6. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, so that'll give me 4 over 6. And we can divide by 2 on the top and bottom, and that'll give me 2 over 3.